Hey everyone, my name's benmols and I am a Mechabellum player, and I would like to show beginners, specifically beginners and people who are new and low MMR, how to play this game. And I'm going to do it in like 5 minutes if I can manage to do that. Right, I'm going to time myself now. Right, so first of all, who am I? I'm benmols. I am, oh my god, my MMR is low. Well, it's not terrible. It's only 100 off what I'm normally, so I'm 2k. And I've only just recently hit this from playing a lot of Mechabellum. I've been playing Mechabellum for like 2 years. And you can see my progress here, 786, 1500, 1600, and now 2k. And I did this by watching a streamer called Surrey and another streamer called Rooster and this guy here, Woot, actually. Now, admittedly, the main advancement I made was watching Surrey, and he's released some amazing videos, and I will reference one of them in a little bit. But basically, this guy showed me on a video what I was doing wrong, and it all clicked in my head. So I made a sheet on Google Sheets, or like a cheat sheet, basically, to show or remind myself what I had to do in each and every single game, and I followed it religiously until I hit 1500 MMR, and it worked a treat. Now, the main thing, regardless of this cheat sheet, that I can see everybody doing wrong in the low MMR, because I have friends who came from Dota who are playing it, they're just not buying chaff. So what is chaff? I will show you. There's a few rules that go with this. I will quickly just rattle through these rules, especially when it comes to the specialist that you pick at the beginning in the starter pack. The game is almost entirely decided sometimes on the starter pack. So you should only pick a starter pack that has a chaff unit. What is a chaff unit? It's a fang or a crawler. There is no crawler shown here. You should never pick elite spec if you are lower than 1000 MMR. It's very difficult to understand this unit if you don't understand the economy and how XP works and things like that. You will just feed your games away if you play elite specialist at the beginning. So I have a tarantula, which is an amazing shaft clear unit, and a chaff unit in the fang. So I'm going to pick that. If I had marksman and fang, then I would know in the game I have to buy a chaff clear unit, which would be either a tarantula or more likely an arclight, because they are the cheapest chaff clear unit after a hound. So I'm going to hit missile strike, and I'm going to set a challenge to every single person who is a new player or low MMR to follow what I'm doing right now in every single game. You're going to, on the very first round, unless you don't have chaff clear, if you don't have chaff clear and you've got 2 marksmen here, for example, you need to unlock a single or 2 arclights. But right now, I'm lucky. I've got 2 tarantulas, so I'm going to do this. Click on recommended formation. If you see a formation that doesn't look like this crazy aggro style, which is what I play, you need to do this. You need to put your chaff clear unit in front of the tower or to the side of the tower. You will learn what you prefer over time. You're going to put fangs here. You're going to put crawlers here. And if you have a spare fang, just put it in the middle somewhere. You will learn what you like to do. Now, let's say you had no crawlers or no fangs, and you could only unlock 1 unit because you didn't have any specialists with chaff. Then make sure you unlock crawlers and just put the crawlers behind the tower like this. Let's hit go. I actually don't care about the outcome of this round. The bot played a pretty good formation here. He has late fangs like I have. If you put fangs behind the tower, they're called late fangs. And now my tarantulas are stuck on his saber-tooths because he put crawlers in front, so I was stuck on crawlers. And now his chaff is coming in late, which later in the game is pretty useful. So, what is the point of chaff? Chaff are there to distract your opponent's carry units from attacking your carry and chaff clear units. And you will see, I don't care about any of this, you will see in a lot of low MMR games, I probably have more chaff behind the tower than 90% of 500 and below MMR games. They just don't do this. The other thing they don't do, if you click on your left tower, you can press mass recruit and you can recruit more chaff. In the first 3 rounds, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 6, 7, or 8 units of chaff in round 2. And in round 3, you can afford to do it again. Notice how I didn't use all my supply. I'm going to use my supply in the next round. If I was missing or I needed another chaff unit, I would have maybe skipped buying another crawler and put another tarantula here. Now notice the difference in this round. If you ignore these, notice that now my first wave of chaff died, the crawlers that were here, and now my second wave of chaff are coming in, which is these crawlers. Now this saber-tooth cannot lock onto this tarantula. And let's say all of these crawlers died. Well, guess what? I've got fangs coming in next too. And these late fangs didn't get cleared by all of his units. And they were able to kill his wasps. So when you get frustrated with air units and carry units and things like that, the weakness to all of this stuff is chaff. And you guys just don't do enough of it. So next round, just ignore everything on here. Everybody complains as well, a lot of my friends who just started, about people just missiling here in the first round. If people are missiling like this, it is so bad. They are wasting their resources. So in the first 3 to 4 rounds, you should not be spending anything on shields, sentries, or missile intercepts. You should be spending it on setting up your board and using your HP as a resource. So if people are missiling like this, like I said, it's very bad. And let's say it's killing your units. Just put some crawlers here and some crawlers here. And then you never have to worry about them missiling again. If they keep on missiling this, your 100 pack of crawlers has just made them waste, 200 or 300 supply of sentries. This is great value for you guys. The only time I'd recommend shield early is, notice how I missile spec. If missile spec or a missile spell is available, maybe you want to protect like your marksman, for example. That is the only time shielding early is acceptable. So this is what you guys are doing wrong. I challenge you every game to play standard and to play this formation of chaff. Don't worry about this one, but do this every game. Make sure you have at least 2 chaff clear units. If you start with carry units, marksmen or sabers or steel balls, then you have to buy at least 2 arc lights. Maybe tarantulas, but tarantulas are 200 cost. They're quite expensive. Maybe you'll get lucky in round 3 and there's a good drop and you get a tarantula or something like that. But this is what it should look like. So please, if you can do this, let me know in the comments how it worked out for you, how much MMR helped you gain. But as a basis, this is how every board should look. So the next thing, I'm not going to show it actually, because I'm trying to keep this video short, but that will also help you against things like multi-melters. I'm going to watch Wood's game. That's just for something to watch. That's going to help you against melting point. It's going to help you against hackers because they are weak to chaff. So every time the enemy's carry units are hitting little weak tiny crawlers and fangs, it means they're not hitting your big units. This is a great example. Thank you very much, Riddle, for having 0 chaff behind your tower when I'm trying to do a video explaining what high MMR players do. But look at Woot. Look at this. He has late crawlers, he has a mid wave of crawlers, and he has a front wave of crawlers, and he has fangs in there. And he's doing this to delay these from taking his tower. That's the only reason he's doing that. So to be honest, he doesn't need chaff here because these wraiths are going to lock onto everything in any case. This is what you call a headbutt in standard, where both players put their units directly in front of each other and they are just hoping that they get the right levels, the right drops, and the right techs, and they can win. Which is why Woot decided to put a big row of chaff here, because if he loses this tower during this headbutt, then he loses the headbutt. So that's why he put the chaff here, to delay this push. So I'm going to quickly bring up in OBS where is my Chrome? This here, if it will show. This here is my cheat sheet. So, 1 unit to counter 1 unit, not 2. What does this mean? This means that if you have arc lights and you have invested techs into them, so you've got range on your arc lights, then you buy a Vulcan, that is terrible. They both do the same job. You might do a Vulcan super late game if your arc lights have lost and they're not winning anymore, but maybe Tarantula is a better example. Oh, let's just call them spiders. Spiders. They are probably a better example, but do not buy spiders and unlock spiders and then invest into them, because they do the exact same job. That you're just wasting resources. The next thing is loaning. Loaning is this thing here on this tower. You can see here in the corner. You click on it and you can do a rapid resupply. You should only be doing this from round 6 and 7. And if you do it round 6 and round 7 religiously, and every single round after that, you will have an advantage on your opponent, especially in the lower MMR, because they rarely hit this button. They rarely do it. Tower upgrades. Well, tower upgrades are kind of obvious. If you are losing the range battle and you have extra cash, if you have any cash left over and it's like round 7, 8, 9, you need to hit these things consistently. The speed, the high mobility rather, and the enhanced range. And this tower here, this is the attack enhancements. If you look at your enemy's tower, and if you check what they are upgrading, make sure that you're kind of catching up with them if you can afford it. It's not always something that you have to do, but it does make a difference over time. The next thing is mass recruit whenever possible, which is what I showed you before. And especially in the early rounds, you need to be hitting this. If you have gold, if you have resources left over, you should be clicking this and buying either another chaff clear unit or chaff with it, or another carry unit if you need it. Do not buy shields and missiles and missile interceptors at the beginning of a round, because you will waste your resources on that instead of units. You win this game by inflicting damage on your enemy's HP bar, and you can only do that by having more units. So naturally, buying more units will win you games. Don't pick units randomly. Always ask yourself, why am I clicking this? Do I need the range? Do I need the armor? For example, armor, you only press armor if there's loads of small units attacking. If there's a marksman attacking your wraith and you press armor, you're not doing anything. So that's an important one. No big spells before round 4. That is because it costs a lot of resources to get a lightning storm, for example. Never press it. You should only be getting the low cost ones that are free, that are 50 supply, maybe 100 supply for the napalm. The napalm can be really useful. In fact, let's have a look here. Napalm. There we go. That's how important napalm is. It has its own animation in my stream. Don't pick cards you're not going to use. I was watching Soda Poppin', I think it was, playing recently. This isn't a criticism. This is just what people do. I used to do it too. and there would be like a mass recruit or improved fortress, and maybe it was like 100 or 50 cost a unit, or even if it's free, and I would pick it just because it sounded good and maybe I'll use it, but I never use them. And it's actually better to just do the skip and get the extra 50 supply for skipping than it is to take the free card, because you might also go like mass recruit fortress and then actually not mass recruit any fortresses. Then you get a fortress drop and it has reduced HP and reduced damage because you took that card. Only pick the cards if you are going to use them. And that is basically what got me to 1500 MMR from about 700 or 800 MMR. You just can screenshot this or whatever you want to do. But if you guys watch this, I will put it in the description. Surrey's video is fantastic. And basically, there we go. These rules that I was talking about are just taken from his video. And I used them to every single game. I would have the spreadsheet open on my second monitor or on my phone. And as I'm playing the game, if I didn't know what to do in that moment, or if I wasn't sure, I would look down at it and I would check this. And then the other person is Rooster. Rooster has great tutorials on positioning. Look at him showing off all of these shaft positions and your carry positions. Great video to watch. You will definitely get far watching this video. But yes, like I just said, this will get you up. Even if it's 100 MMR, 200 MMR, please let me know in the comments. And please come watch me on Twitch. I stream most days of the week. I'm not that consistent. I do have a full-time intensive job, actually, in real life when I'm not being a robot on Twitch. So I can't always guarantee when I'm streaming, but yeah, I have a good time streaming. Lots of people in my chat. Nice community. A nice community throughout the whole of Mechabellum, actually. So yeah, please come and join me if you're a new player, and let me know how this video helped. Thanks. Bye-bye.